This is the story of two destinies brought together by fate. There's Daenerys Snackgarian, mother of chocolate. She works together with Jon Snack, the chip in the north. Together, the sweet and salty fight in tandem to rule the 7 snacking kingdoms. But there have been challengers. From the cold of the fridge, there's the recently fallen white celery stalkers. From Health's Landing comes Cersei Radishter, trying to impose her vitamin will on all living things. From the high iron content island comes the fleet led by Euron Eatsoy. In the battle for your snacking choice, good fatty snacks versus evil healthy snacks rages on. Who will lead you to the porcelain throne? Who will reign supreme in the game of snacks? You tried that? You Tried Dat. I'm Nick Novak with my pals Chad Lannister, the Snack Slayer.
Howdy.
And Guygor Clegane, the Round.
Oh, well done.
Wait, hold on. The fucking Round? Is that what you're calling it? No, that person is not here.
Guygor Clegane was too good.
That's fine. I don't mind.
Put it in there.
I don't mind.
And then
the Hound.
Wait, what's yours? Is yours you Novak nothing?
The King of the Nove. A snack has no taste. So we are in the middle of, when this comes out, we'll be a little closer to the end. But the entire country is Game of Thrones fever right now. Are you guys partaking?
Absolutely. It's my favorite show on TV. I've read all the books, love the show for the most part. A couple episodes here and there, not that great, but for the most part, yeah. And I was super stoked to have it come back. You know, gonna be really sad when it's gone.
Yeah, we're big fans of the show. I have not read the books. In fact, I used to make fun of one of our friends for reading the books. One of our mutual friends borrowed my Kindle to take on a plane and downloaded some of the books, and I didn't know what they were then. It was before the show, and I remember like flipping through it briefly, and I like landed on some page. It was like talking about Moon's Blood, which is some lady's period. And I just kept cracking up at the concept of Moon's Blood and why it was in this. Like, boy, they really get into the details, huh? So now we constantly laugh about Moon's Blood when I talk about Game of Thrones. But I have not seen the first. We're at the time of this recording. The first episode of the last season has dropped. I have not seen it. So do not be writing our social media with spoilers, you jerks.
You're not going to try to wait till it's all done, are you?
I mean, I don't have HBO, so I don't.
Here's the thing. I didn't either. I had it and then just got rid of it because Game of Thrones and Westworld are all I was watching. And I couldn't find out from other people, so I'm just paying the $30 or whatever 2 months is going to cost me because I have to see it for myself without hearing other people tell me.
Yeah, can't you sign up for like a free month?
Probably
and then, burn through them all and then cancel.
Yeah.
Or just pay the money, you cheapskate.
I can also catch up on a lot of other great shows as well. Do you guys just want to run down the HBO network? No? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Now, I do. This is no relation whatsoever, but we do want to hear about Chad's recent trip he took. So, Chad, what happened?
I mentioned on a previous podcast that I recently had a kid, and she is almost 3 months old now. So we decided it's time to try taking, like our first weekend trip with her. So we sort of like looked around the area, like, okay, where can we go? That's like a road trip that's not too far from San Francisco, but also we wanted to go to a place that was like kind of boring because we knew we wouldn't really actually be able to do much besides like be at the hotel or like walk around near the hotel, like, I mean, you with a 3-month-old, you're not going to like go to all the museums and shit like that. Right.
You don't want the temptation of fun.
Exactly right. And so it's like, oh, well, if I actually just end up in the hotel the entire day because she's crying and inconsolable or whatever, then like, I'm not going to feel bad that I actually missed something interesting. And so what jumped out was Sacramento because there is nothing interesting in Sacramento. The place is basically like just a complete dump. And it's only about 2 hours from San Francisco, although it ended up taking us like 4.5 hours to drive there because too many fucking people in the state. Anyway, so yeah, we just went up there for the weekend. Had a pretty good time actually. Ate a lot of really good food. But just the only thing that I noticed was that the city is kind of overrun with those, like there's the electric bikes that you can check out or whatever, and
Right.
they're fucking everywhere, and there's so many people on them, and it's one of the first times in my life that I actually felt like an old man. You know, I was like out walking my dog. It was like kind of late at night, and I'm just walking around, and there's just this pack of bike hooligans, like just coming up the hill. You know, it's like 30 like teens were all on these electric bikes, and like they're practically running me over, and I'm like, like trying to get out of the way. I just felt like such an old man. Like, look at all these bike hooligans coming at me, you know, and I just don't know what to do. Like, I'm terrified of these fucking teenagers or whatever.
I felt similar when we were in San Antonio recently, and they just don't have that kind of stuff. You just don't see it much because we live where there's cold weather, and so they don't have the bikes and scooters and everything. But it was almost like the city was covered in the litter of vehicles. Like they're just everywhere.
Yeah.
It did. It seemed like they were like just taking over the place. Geiger, do you want to complain with us? These old man complaints?
Yeah, teenagers suck, man. No.
Yeah.
I don't often feel that way. I remember feeling that way. I started feeling really old when I was getting on the train. The Blackhawks won the Stanley Cup, like, I don't know what it is now, 3-4 years ago. And like all these teenagers got on the train that I take to get into work to go downtown to watch the victory parade. And they're all like, oh my God, they won the Stanley Trophy and all this stuff. And like, it's like a Wednesday. And I remember thinking in my head, like, the fuck aren't these kids in school? Like, where did all they come from? And they're all wearing like clothes that I would never send my kid to school in and all that kind of crap. And I'm like, God, I'm so old now. My first thought of seeing a bunch of like young kids in one group is like, get in school. Brr.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of ditching school train hooligans that you had to deal with.
Train hooligans who don't understand what the hockey trophy's named.
Oh, things were better in our day, don't you think? When bikes were just powered by humans' legs and
right.
Trains ran on steam.
I liked it better when I was the hooligan.
Downtown too, the bike guys are nuts because they like a lot of these bikers, like they, like whatever, you're supposed to treat them as though they're cars or whatever that, and they just whiz around. And if you take one step off the curb as they're coming by, they're like, fuck you, man, like, and they're like swerving around you. And like, okay, fucking Greg LeMond or whatever, you can calm down. Topical reference, Greg LeMond.
They're screaming swears at you, the bike guys?
Yeah, so like they're like zipping around, especially there's like a lot of bike messengers that just fly around downtown, and if you step off the curb like in their path and they see you coming, they'll like scream at you and like to get out of the way.
Oh, well, that was nice for us to just complain about.
Sorry, I just had to get that off my chest. Sacramento is a dump full of bike hooligans. There we go. It had to be said.
Now we know.
But we had a great time.
Geiger, you one of your hooligans recently lost a tooth, is that correct?
Yeah, my daughter lost a tooth. That's the story. So send your congratulations.
Right.
No.
So we used a 5-point scale.
No, she found it. She lost it at daycare, so I got a picture and everything. What was funny is, so this happened yesterday, and she woke up this morning and came into our room and was like, hey, the tooth fairy forgot to come. And mom and dad looked at each other like, fuck. So, because we totally forgot.
Yep.
Spoiler alert for anyone listening to the podcast, especially if you're under 5. Tooth fairy's not real, you dumb fuck.
No!
So, no, but don't worry. Santa is.
It's called the 5-year-old dumb fuck.
So we're like, whatever, it happens. Like, it happened to me when I was a kid one time, and like my mom just did it during the day, and I didn't, was none the wiser. So,
and clearly you've gotten over it.
Yeah. No, I cry once in a while when I see teeth, but other than that, I'm fine. But I get home from work. I had to like go to a Boy Scout meeting with my son, and I get home, so it's pretty late by the time I get home, and my daughter runs up with this letter in her hand, this handwritten letter. And she's like, Daddy, I got $2 from the tooth fairy. And I'm like, oh, cool. He goes, yeah, she left me this letter. Can you read it to me? And I'm like, sure. And I'm reading it, and I hear my wife frantically running downstairs like this. This is good. And it said something like, hi, Evie. Sorry I forgot to get your tooth. I've been so busy picking up all these teeth. Love you lots. Congratulations on losing a tooth. The Easter Bunny. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm like, and I read it out loud, and I go, the Easter Bunny. And Evie goes, no, it says the Tooth Fairy. And my wife comes downstairs and goes, it says the Tooth Fairy. And she's like shaking her head up and down. And I'm like, huh? Like, I did not get it at all. She goes, it says the Tooth Fairy. And so I'm like, yeah, oh, yeah, no, I'm sorry. It says the Tooth Fairy. And my son looks at it and goes, Dad, this is the Easter Bunny. Like, he's not playing along at all. And so I'm like, oh. And then Evie's going, Easter Bunny starts to E. Yeah, this says Easter Bunny. Why would the Easter Bunny sign this? And so then I spent the next 20 minutes coming up with reasons why the Easter Bunny may have collected her teeth.
Well, the Tooth Fairy was hungover, so she called up the Easter Bunny and asked him to cover her shift.
Well, I said the first thing, I'm like, look, the Tooth Fairy is clearly behind because she forgot to come last night. So she's probably just really tired. And she got so excited about Easter this weekend. She was thinking about Easter and just wrote Easter Bunny instead. And she goes,
yeah,
maybe the Easter Bunny was just helping. And I'm like, you know what? I think that's a great idea. I bet you the Easter Bunny was in the neighborhood anyway because he's going to drop off eggs. And he was just helping. Like, and then I just went upstairs and I literally stared at my wife and I'm like, the fuck are you doing? Like, how hard is this? I was like, also, once you saw it was wrong, write another one. Don't just fucking ride it out. What are you doing? Come on. So I'm sure
That's
my
great.
son is, if he puts any critical thought to it, he's putting two and two together. But
I have a logistical question for you.
Yeah.
Have you considered not lying to your kids?
Yeah, I thought about it. I mean, I tell him I'm a good dad.
Of course not. That's the entire parenting is an entire web of lies. That's basically all it is. It's just lie upon lie.
Right. When are we going to be there? About 20 minutes. We've been about 20 minutes away for the last 2 hours.
And then they're like, will there still be a planet left for me when I grow old? And you're like, yes, there will. Those kinds of lies?
Yes, there will. And then I just dump trash in my backyard.
One of the girls, my girl's good friends, parents for some reason give them like $20 from the Tooth Fairy.
Whoa!
What the
fuck?
The
Tooth Fairy gave Maria $20. I'm like, you bunch of assholes! Like, you're just ruining it for everybody.
The Easter Bunny an investment banker now? What the fuck is going on?
What do you normally give? $1?
Yeah, like $1, or like every now and then we switch it up with a candy bar or something like that. But
we'll do
20.
I don't know. When I was a kid, I think we got like a dime or a quarter, and then my wife with my son was like $2. I'm like, what the fuck? $2? He didn't do anything special. Just let his teeth fall out.
And you're like, screw this. I'm knocking all their teeth out now. Otherwise, I don't want to keep having to pay $2 every time. So
I like how you give them a candy bar so that they can immediately ruin the new teeth that are just coming in to replace them. If you're smart, you just be like, they wake up and pull back and there's just like a little bag full of like kale or something underneath their...
There's definitely this thing with parenting of, look, like it's my job to make sure you are raised healthy, eat healthy food, and so forth.
Yeah.
But it's also my job to make sure you're exposed to the finest pleasures of life, like a Reese's cup. So
it's also your job to know which fictitious character does what task on which holiday. It's going to be real confusing on Easter when they open up their Easter eggs and inside there's just human teeth.
The Easter Bunny got dark.
I've come to get your teeth, Jesus.
He is risen for your teeth.
All right. Well, let's see what kind of snacks we got here today.
Yeah.
So we rate on a 5-point scale: a love dat, like dat, indifferent to dat, dislike dat, or hate dat. And today we've got a few different snacks here. We're gonna start with the one I'm anticipating to get the lowest rating. So maybe wrong. we're going to start with these jalapeno M&Ms. So this is definitely a new kind of limited time flavor. You might have seen it. It actually is specifically says Mexican jalapeno peanut M&Ms.
I will also note that the big dumb yellow M&M from the commercials is wearing a sombrero and holding chili peppers and looks hilarious.
Right. He's totally racist.
Now I guess there were 3, it says 1 of 3 internationally inspired flavors. And I think we originally wanted to try all 3, but this was the only one I could find. And as you guys can probably see, you'll see it if you check the picture of the snacks on Instagram, I found these ones on the clearance aisle. There's a big 50% off sticker on them. And so I have no idea what happened to the other 2.
So the other ones are English toffee and Thai coconut, and I can't imagine anything but English toffee winning this contest.
Right.
All three of those flavors sound gross.
Now the peanut M&M is my favorite M&M.
Over peanut butter.
Those are 1 and 2, like rotating first place, but I do really like a peanut M&M, so I think it might be helped a little bit by being peanut rather than just a regular milk chocolate jalapeno.
Oh, jalapeno milk chocolate M&M would just be like, I'd dump it immediately in the trash.
I like regular M&Ms a lot. I also like the peanut butter ones. I also, like we've said before, love the coffee nut, but peanut are all right.
Do you guys taste any spice?
It's at the end. It's like literally not until the entire thing is swallowed. I tasted nothing.
Oh, there it is.
Until I swallowed it.
There it is.
Yeah, they're not that spicy.
And then it just sits uncomfortably at the back of your throat.
Oh boy. Yeah, these are amazing.
Oh boy.
You sound like an old man again. These whippersnapper M&Ms. Fucking kids put jalapenos in everything.
Fucking jalapeno hooligans.
Oh. All right, Geiger, you are our leadoff man. What do you think?
What do I think? I think why is really my overall question. It just doesn't. I like spicy food. I like jalapeno. I like chocolate. I think this could be good. But Chad's dead on in that you eat it and you're like, oh, this just tastes like a peanut M&M. And then all of a sudden the back of your throat is warm. It's not like an extra taste. It doesn't have like an extra, like there's just, it's more like an effect than a taste, which doesn't really do it for me. I want them to actually be spicy if they're spicy. I want them to be jalapeno business. I'll just let that one sit for a sec.
I get it.
Okay. So I would say I'm actually gonna go dislike that. I don't think they taste aggressively bad. I'm frowning on the concept in general. And there's I'm trying to think of when I would ever have them again, and I can't because I just want to eat a regular peanut M&M. And then if I had to, I could just pop a regular peanut M&M in and a slice of jalapeno, and that would be more satisfying than this. This is just like a trick, not really a snack.
All right. Chad, what do you think?
These things are fucking stupid. And I think whoever came up with them, whatever marketing or whoever, they need to be fired. They're so dumb. It's so dumb. Like you take this amazing peanut M&M and then you're just adding this spicy sensation at the end of it. That's not even like a good flavor. It's not a good feeling. It's just taking a giant shit all over this thing that is like really, really, really good. It's so stupid. Like I'm just struck by how fucking dumb these are. Dog shit. Hate that.
You guys have pretty much said what needs to be said. Thank you for saying what needs to be said.
What you do to your bodies?
What they did to the peanut M&Ms.
They're still spicy to me. The like 3 people listening to this are gonna get that.
Yeah, it's not good. It tastes like a peanut M&M and an uncomfortable spice at the end. It's just not as bad as some things that I would hate because it still does taste. The peanut M&M part of it is still good, but it is kind of being ruined by the jalapeno. Even if you like jalapeno or if you like spicy things, you wouldn't like these. You just wouldn't. I just don't know anyone who would. So I'm going to give it a dislike. So 2 dislike dats and a hate dat, which is a poor start, but I can't say that is any surprise at all. Let's break.
Glad I did not pay full price for these.
Let's break up the chocolate here with the Mary's Gone crackers. Now, the brand is it's the Mary's Gone crackers original flavor, and they are listed as organic, gluten-free, non-GMO, and whole grain. And
There's even more things on the back: organic, gluten-free, non-GMO, vegan, whole grain, kosher, nut-free, etc., etc. And then finally, made with love.
it says eating whole, real food is joyful awakening. Your connection to your body and to the earth. Our products are made with love to nourish your truest, most vital self. Each bite is an invitation to be healthy, happy, and whole again. From Mary so-and-so. And I looked at the website earlier, and she, I guess, had celiacs, and that's how I wanted to make all this gluten-free stuff. And so that's all these Mary's products are gluten-free.
Is Mary, are we to imply or assume that Mary is also insane? Because she has gone crackers?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so
correct.
she's got his celiacs and is also nuts.
And there's a picture of Mary on a sombrero and holding chili peppers.
Thematic consistency there. I like that.
They're very crunchy.
So these are food. Am I correct? I didn't.
I believe I saw a robin having the same meal out of a bird feeder next door yesterday. I like these kind of. My wife has celiacs, and so we've had a bunch of like these types of snacks in our house before. And I won't get into the rating yet, but there are better ones than this. That's all I'm going to say. This one is a little bit different than those.
They're very thin, and you can see they're mostly brown, but you can see all kinds of different seeds throughout. And there is not a lot of taste. Not a lot of taste there.
A lot of crunch, not a lot of taste.
Chad, you're going to start us off.
Actually don't think these things are all that bad. They need salt for sure. They need some kind of like additional flavor, or maybe like a stronger soy sauce flavor or something like that to them would be nice. Maybe it's just because we got the original flavor. I don't know if they have like a loaded baked potato gone crackers. Maybe that would be good. But probably wouldn't be vegan anymore. But they're just there. They're just plain blah. I'm not really going to eat them again. But yeah, just indifferent to that for me.
All right. I think any other flavor I could give an indifferent to. Just any other flavor that implies some flavor. These have zero flavor. It tastes like I picked up a wood chip and ate it. I mean, like, that's barely an exaggeration. So I just don't think they're good. I probably wouldn't go back to eating them. I hate to do it because it's just below and indifferent, but I'm going to have to also give this a dislike that. I think it needs something. Like you said, even salt. Even some kind of salt would be good. Geiger, what do you think?
Yeah, you guys covered the bases. I think I'm going to give it a dislike that too. Like I said, I've had this type of cracker before, and they're pretty good. I like rice crackers. I like crackers with lots of different seeds on them. I think those are good. This is just tasteless. This is just so bland. It's literally like someone sprinkled a bunch of seeds on a rolling pan or something, took a rolling pin to it, and just like ran it over them, flattened them out, and glued them together. There's no salt, there's no seasoning. And for that, I'll give it a dislike that. I think if there was even a little bit of salt or something that would give it a little bit of like seasoning or flavor, I would even go as far as like that. I think the texture is fine for me and all that. It's like eating cardboard.
All right, but somehow Mary's gone still in the lead with an indifferent and two dislikes.
We know how. That other thing tastes like shit.
Well, this is like we've set up a real stiff competition here for the fucking Cadbury cookies. Bulldozing through this probably.
Right. It's like Geiger and I are boxing, and then in walks Mike Tyson. Not going to be pretty.
Right.
I will say I'm also glad that I did not pay full price for the Mary's Gone crackers because I stole them from my work.
I gave 2 dislikes, but I'd rather eat the crackers again.
Yeah, I would say that too.
All right. Geiger, segment time.
Yep.
What you got?
So, time for a little segment called Snack Hack. So, snacking can be hard, fellas.
I like it already.
It's tricky. It's a tricky science. And so, thankfully, our society's obsession with dumb hacks has helped me find some ways that you could potentially snack better. So, I want to run these by you guys and see if you find any of these feasible or not. These are actual ones that I've looked up online. Now,
this sounds good.
It sounds like a real segment if you're listening, but like the audience or the listeners can't see the giant shit-eating grin on your face.
No. I mean, it is a real segment. I really thought of it, but
Okay.
yeah. So one of these hacks involves essentially making. Now, Chad, you're a mac and cheese aficionado, right?
Indeed.
You love mac and cheese.
In fact, that was the best part of Sacramento. Was I had some amazing mac and cheese at this restaurant called Echo and Rig.
Okay.
It was so good.
Okay. Well, are you ready for a hack and cheese? Because right now,
oh fuck.
You know how it's hard to hold the bowl full of mac and cheese?
Oh.
It's like hot. You don't know what to do.
It's heavy because I usually have 3 pounds of mac and cheese in it.
You know it's hard to hold that trough up to your face while you eat the mac and cheese. You know that ladle gets in the way. All you need is pasta, water, milk, and cheese in a microwave and a coffee mug. You combine them all, put them in the microwave. It cooks the pasta together, and then you walk around with a mug and a fork. Isn't that so much easier?
Right.
Actually, don't people do that a lot? Where there's like the microwave cakes that people will make in mugs now, right? Like I think that's very popular right now, where people will make like little chocolate cakes in the microwave and just eat them out of a coffee mug.
You walk around with a mug and a fork and no friends.
Right. All right, Chad, this is another one that's right up your alley. You're a big Oreo fan, as we all know, and you like to dunk your Oreos.
Is it that you put the Oreos directly in the coffee cup?
No, slightly more work than that. So cookie crumbs get all over your fingers, right? Here's a great way to eliminate that. You take a fork, stick it in the cream of the Oreo, and then dunk it in the milk with a fork, and then eat it off the end of a fork. That way your hands don't get milk on them or cookie. What do you think?
I think it would be easier if you have a problem getting crumbs on your fingers. It's probably easier just to cut off your fingers.
That's
right. That solves the problem.
You think that's easier? I just want to clarify. Maybe you broke up there.
What about chopsticks?
I'll break it up.
Better or worse idea?
Have you ever had a problem eating popcorn? You ever thought, how can I make this more needlessly difficult? I know. Use chopsticks. What the fuck? Why would anyone do that? That makes no fucking sense.
What website is this?
From Getting Buttery. Yeah, there's multiple websites. I got to go track down the one I saw that one.
What's the theory? To keep your hands from getting buttery?
Yeah. I mean, you really got to scour the web to get the best hack for snack hack.
Does this guy have running water? Just wash your hands.
Hey. Do you guys ever have a party? Let's say it's a Super Bowl, right? And you want to open multiple bags of chips.
Yeah, we got a big crowd coming.
But you only have one chip bowl, Novak.
Oh,
right?
Damn.
So what are you going to do, bro?
Oh, let me think.
I'll tell you what you're going to do. You're going to open the bag of chips, crinkle down the sides, and just push it down to the bottom of the bag is flat, and they just stand open on the table. Isn't that ingenious? Here's a snack hack. Open the bag of chips. That's really all it amounts to. Leave them on the table. When you started
that, I was like, oh, are they going to use the bag somehow as a divider in the bowl between different chips? This is 10 times stupider than that.
Yeah, no. And I'm on the website with the popcorn chopsticks one. And the best thing about it is it just says inventive chopstick used for popcorn and has a picture of someone using chopsticks with zero explanation. It's just a picture and a headline. Yeah, thanks, dickheads.
I have seen that done with a bag before. I've seen that just recently, within the past year. We were at Geiger, you and I were at a party. Someone handed us snacks at a party. And it was our friend Ted's wife who folded the bottom of this tortilla chips bag in such a way that it stood straight up on the table, which looked nice, but I thought, wow, that's a cool thing to do. I'll never do that. So it's definitely unnecessary, because normally when I set a bag of chips down, the chips don't just all come cascading out. Right. They generally stay in the bag pretty well.
Right.
There is a thing called gravity, unless you your table is at a 45-degree angle for some reason.
if you're living at the house on the rock or something, like an upside down table. So there's actually a bunch of Oreo hacks. So I told you the best one. There's another one where you apparently take off all the Oreo cookies and then scrape the cream off, put the cookies in a bowl, smash them up, put them in a pepper grinder, and then you can like grind them over your vanilla ice cream, which begs the question why you didn't just eat the fucking Oreo in the first place. It's essentially vanilla cream. But I mean, whatever. That's cool.
Why do you need the pepper grinder? Just put them in a plastic bag and smash them and then pour them on the...
Chad,
Ugh.
that's not the hack.
I heard of this. There's another hack where you can go to the store and buy cookies and cream. That's another.
There's another hack. He wrote this article. There's another one with Oreos where you break up all the Oreos. Again, remove the cream, put it in a dish. Then you sprinkle a bunch of the Oreo cookies into ice cube tins. Pour what looks like milk over them. Freeze them. Put them in a cup. And then put coffee in there. And now you have coffee with frozen milky cookie ice cubes, which will melt into something that tastes good? Question mark?
What the fuck?
Hack.
What
Hey
is that?
guys, coffee hacked.
Does this? Tell me a second. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do these hacks work with Hydrox?
No, only Oreo. No, they have a Hydrox hack where you buy a thing of Hydrox, and then you look at it, you taste one, you slowly close it, take it back to the store, leave it behind the shelf, and then take a thing of Oreos back with you. Just fuck Hydrox. There's yet another Oreo one, believe it or not.
Poor Hydrox.
This one involves
Yeah.
putting Oreos, bananas, coconut in a dish with a mortar and pestle and smashing them up. Because these fucking people have a lot of I thought life hacks made your life easier, not resorting to like 1950s style cooking alchemy methods. And that creates what looks like this brown paste that you then spread on toast for the most elaborate, time-consuming toast of your life.
Jesus Christ.
Hack.
Not a hack. It's just like a fucking recipe. It's not
Hey,
a hacking anything. It's just telling you to mix food together.
Snack hack. Baste a turkey for 30 minutes. Put it in the oven. Chop up onions and peppers. Forever.
consider that turkey hacked. All right. And then my all-time favorite one, mostly just because of the picture. I don't know why it kept making me laugh. Okay, guys. You guys like ice cream, right?
Sure,
Yes.
Does your partner in life also like ice cream?
of course.
Yep.
I wouldn't have married her if not.
Have you sometimes had a hard time sharing a pint of ice cream?
We usually eat it Lady and the Tramp style.
How does that, how?
Cut open the bottom and then we just kind of go through the pint from opposite sides.
Okay.
what I generally do is I'll take the ice cream, mix it with coconut and banana, and then I'll put it in a blender, and then I'll pour it on top of my meatloaf.
Novak, did you know the hack?
I only eat ice cream with a mortar and pestle.
Right. Well, guys, if you are having a hard time sharing a pint, consider your life hacked because I figured out the secret. You see, what you do is you take a pint of ice cream and a really sharp knife and cut the carton of ice cream in half and hand half of it to your friend. There's this picture. It just says sharing a pint, and it shows a picture of someone holding up a pint of Ben & Jerry's cut vertically down the center with a spoon resting on top.
What a hack!
Ah, you dildos.
That is quite literally a hack. They took they could have took an axe and hacked it in half, right?
Right. Now, there was a different hack involving ice cream and a knife where you cut pints into like slices and then put 2 cookies around the slice and then took the cardboard off, and voila, you're left with an ice cream sandwich. That at least makes a little sense. But I've never been so confused and lazy to the point where rather than just scoop ice cream into a bowl, I was like, yeah, fucking cut the fucking thing in half. You want half? I'll eat half.
No, I'm just gonna put it into a pepper shaker. It's fine.
Yeah, right. So, yeah, that is just a few of the ways I've now made your life easier. Boom, hacked.
I think it's safe to say that these hacks are for nothing but a schmack.
I think this should be a regular segment where we have a little intro about Nick Geiger's hacks.
Well, I'm gonna run out of dumb. Well, I probably won't. People are stupid. I'll come up with other hacks. Don't worry.
Right, you just lay a few hacks on us. You won't run out of hacks because none of these were actually hacks. They're just things that people did. So you could. There's endless things you can do with food.
Apparently all you need to do is something, and then you just call it a hack.
Hey guys, you want a life hack? 3 square meals a day. Life hacked.
Having a hard time opening a peanut shell? Run it over with your car and scoop up the nut meat. Hack.
Is your oven busted? Just wait for the heat death of the sun to warm your food. Hack.
My original idea was like, I'm going to name a bunch of fake hacks and then some real ones and see if you guys could tell the difference. But every hack was so fucking dumb. And I'm like, I can't even come up with something this mind-numbingly stupid.
Clean all the Oreo cookie out of your pepper shaker and put pepper in it. Hack.
Put a bunch of crushed up Oreos in pepper shaker. Tell no one. Watch someone put them on their omelet and then get pissed off. Hack.
All right. Well, we are about to get hacked by this final snack, which only needs to get a few indifferents to win the competition, and that's Cadbury cookies. And man, it's taken all my willpower not to eat one of these before this episode because I saw this a while ago, and I've been really aching to get at these. They're Cadbury Creme Egg Cookies. It says it's a limited edition. There's only 8 in a package, so.
Now we did Cadbury Egg last year, and it was very close to our, it was 2 loves and a like, and I originally gave it a love but backtracked to a like because it was just a little too much cream. But it ended up on our Mount Snackmore at the end of the year, and I don't remember if it was first or I think it was our top snack.
It was tied. It was tied for top of the year with the Tim Tam.
Yeah, so this is definitely something that when I saw it on the shelf, I was like, this has to happen. This is a gots to eat situation.
So what is this thing? I don't have the package.
It's about the size of like about the size of an Oreo that you have life hacked for us. And it just says it's a sumptuous milk chocolate candy covered cookies with delicious cream egg filling. So it looks about the shape. We did Girl Scout cookies, about like maybe the shape and size of a tag-along, but instead of the peanut butter, it's got the Cadbury cream.
Oh, so this is like almost like the white cream from a Cadbury egg, yeah, on a little chocolate cookie covered in fudge. And
then in the middle, it's got the yellow cream.
Yeah.
From the Cadbury egg.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's crunchy.
The bottom is, the inside cookie part is similar in consistency, like to the inside of a Thin Mint, but not minty, where it's that same kind of that kind of crumble.
The cookie tastes odd. I don't know how to put it. It doesn't taste chocolatey per se, or am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
I taste chocolate. I don't get that much cream. It's the thing. It's at a very thin layer. Like maybe only taking up maybe like 20% of the entire thing, I think. This is a tough one.
You're a guy who likes just buckets of cream on your desserts, right?
You talking to me?
Novak's the kind of guy that measures his cream by the pepper shaker.
Right. Novak's the guy who just takes his pint of cream and cuts it right down the middle and shares it with someone.
All right, I got to start us off. This is a tough rating. It's no Cadbury Creme Egg. It's not even close. The cream is not enough. It needs to be a Cadbury Creme Egg needs to be, to me, a thicker cookie. Even if they made it a little thicker and about doubled up the amount of cream they put in, I think it would help a lot. The chocolate part of it's okay. I do like it. I've eaten a couple. I could eat some more. I'm gonna give it a like that, but not even probably even a strong like that. A lower end like that. I do think they're tasty, but just a little underwhelming given my love for the general Cadbury Creme Egg. Geiger, what do you think?
I had high hopes, given my love of the Cadbury Creme Egg. I agree there's not enough cream. And like I said, there's just something weird to me about the taste of the cookie, and I don't know what it is. It almost tasted like, this is going to sound insane, but it tasted almost like gingerbready or cinnamony to me. I don't know, there was some weird like tinge to it that I couldn't put my finger on.
Yeah, I got that too.
And so for that reason, I didn't like it as much as I thought I would, and there's just not nearly enough cream. The star of a Cadbury Creme Egg is the cream, right? The eggs are really good chocolate, but I mean, it's the cream. So I can't say I didn't like it. It was fine. I'm trying to figure out if it's an indifferent or a like that. I think I'm leaning indifferent just because I'm disappointed, not because it truly isn't good tasting. So I will, if I'm being fair, I'll give it a like that. But it's still a letdown because I was expecting to really, really like it.
All right. 2 likes, but hesitant likes. Chad, what do you think?
The problem is the ratio, right? You guys said it like so with the Cadbury Cream Egg. Going back to that, there's too much cream. I think it's not enough. It's the chocolate to cream ratio is off. But here, the pendulum has swung too far in the other direction. The cookie is actually bad. I would say that the underlying cookie is bad tasting. I think if the cream wasn't there and the chocolate wasn't there, you would take a bite of this cookie and you might even spit it out. There's not enough cream, and I actually don't think the chocolate is all that good. If you compare it to like the fudge-covered Oreos, right, that we had, or even the fudge-covered Nutter Butters, like that chocolate that was over that was so much better than this chocolate. This is a huge disappointment for me. It's still a pretty good flavor overall, but I think this is like a real missed opportunity. I'm still going to eat the rest of the package, and I'll probably dunk it in milk. I think these would be significantly improved dunked in milk. But yeah, it's a big letdown. So I can't even give them a like that. For me, I'm going to go indifferent.
And that's probably a fair rating. Really didn't deserve the welcome visitor, I don't think. Especially since Geiger and I were so hesitant to give it the likes. But it is still heads and tails the winner today. The rest of these snacks we're probably not going to go back to too soon. Whereas, like Chad said, we'll probably end up eating these cookies. So Cadbury Creme Egg Cookies, decent, but don't go out of your way to pick those up at the store. Like you said, the Cadbury Creme Egg, I feel like, is defined by how much cream's in it. Geiger, tell me if you agree on that.
Right.
Like, part of the reason I like it, the cream's the reason I like it, not that it's a chocolate
Correct.
egg. You know, that we had that same chocolate egg with the Oreo, like literally the exact same chocolate with that Oreo egg, and it sucked. So it's the cream that makes it, and there's not enough of it here.
Yeah, like I said, the egg and the Cadbury egg, the actual chocolate shell is good chocolate, but what makes that snack unique is the cream and like the unique flavor it has, and there was none of it in here. It's literally, like I said, like a thin coating on the inside, and it just didn't make up like Chad said, the ratio is all messed up.
These cream eggs are really fucking lucky that we put them up against like 2 shitty
Right.
competitors today.
Yeah, who knows if if this had been up against some other products, maybe it wouldn't even have got the like. But that's how it crumbles. So.
Much like some of your Facebook posts, Novak, it couldn't even get one like.
A 3-legged dog is still without any likes or shares. So, also, what is your favorite picture, guys, real quick, to like or share on Facebook?
One-legged Shack.
There's a Vietnam veteran that if you don't, I mean, you gotta like and share that.
Right. Don't you feel compelled just to like if someone like posts a picture of their newborn baby or they just got engaged, unless it's your ex-wife or something? But
I don't really feel compelled to do that. Most babies are ugly.
well, you don't like the attractiveness of the baby. You're liking that they had a baby. It's
Your
like...
baby's not hot enough.
It's not a hodler. Novak, do you have any Shack hacks that you can share with us? No, there was Hack a Shack, which is putting him on the foul line on purpose, but that's not the same as a Shack hack.
Put your Oreos in front of Shaq. Slam his fist down onto the table and crumble them into pieces. Sprinkle it on top of your hamburger.
Here's how you share a pint of ice cream with Shaq. You hand him the entire pint and then go get another one out of the fridge.
How many pepper mills would it take to fill up the hacked up remains of Shaq? Were you to murder him and put his body parts in a pepper mill?
Geiger, yours sounded like a bunch of Shaq jokes. So like, what in place of a bear? Like, where does Shaq sit? Anywhere he wants.
Yeah. What do you call a shack that wants to live in your house, sir?
Well, if the listeners have any hacks, food hacks, we would like to hear them.
Mhm.
Geiger, where should they send these hacks to?
Yeah, send us your hacks, and I mean, make them good. I mean, don't send us shit like take a regular piece of food and stick it in a cup. I mean, we've been down that road. We know how to do that. Come on, guys. We're the snack masters. Try to impress us. Or don't. I don't give a fuck. So you can get a hold of us at youtryeddat@gmail.com. Hashtag youtryeddat on Twitter. We have a Facebook group, You Tried Dat. We are on SoundCloud, Instagram, Stitcher, YouTube, you name it. We're there. We are not on Lifehacker because that shit is fucking stupid. As we decided today. But hey,
We have our own competitor, Snack Hacker.
we are on Snack Hacker, which is our new sister website. It's mostly Oreo-based eating techniques. One in which we teach you how to, what was it that you had to like take off both cookies and lick the cream slowly and nibble it bit by bit, or that creepy test we did in a previous episode.
One of them is you take the 2 Oreos, you scrape the cream off into a bowl, then you put the cookies right up against your ears and you walk around yelling, "Now I'm the cream!" Hacked.
Yes. Yeah, the key part, guys, when you send in your hacks, you have to write in capital letters at the end of the email, hacked with at least 4 exclamation marks. That I don't know when the hack is over until you scream hacked at me.
All right. That'll do it for our hack-themed episode. And at some point, I guess it was about Game of Thrones at the beginning or something.
Hey, remember when, spoiler alert, for the very first season, when Ned Stark went to King's Landing and they hacked his head off? Remember that?
King's Landing hack.
Old King's Landing. One of your enemies is giving you trouble. Bend him over and cut off his head. Hack.
All right, who we obviously don't know, and maybe these people will already be dead by time, but who for sure is going to survive Game of Thrones?
I would say Samwell, and that's it.
Just Sam, and that's
Samwell.
it.
Just Sam.
That guy
Nobody but
sucks.
Sam.
Yep.
I don't know why, and this is probably not a popular pick, but I feel like Daenerys makes it out, and I don't know why. I think just because she's been such a strong character throughout, which means she's going to die. She's a popular character, which means they're itching to kill her off.
I think they'll keep Jon and Sansa and Arya all
the
alive
remaining
together at the
Starks.
end. That's my guess.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, even though it's a popular choice that both of those, that Sansa for sure is going to die, but that's just my guess.
All 3 of them are dying.
Wait, but not Bran Stark?
Oh,
either?
yeah, Bran too.
Isn't Bran?
A guy I work with is convinced that the White Walkers are going to be the good guys. We're going to learn for some reason that, like, well, for whatever reason they're coming is like some noble reason.
So we've been watching a bunch of assholes the entire time, and the good guys are like
the same noble reasons. That was your coworker Pol Pot, where he just like, yes, genocide is noble.
Yeah. Did he watch Avengers and be like, Thanos is onto something? I'm also hoping against hope, and I don't know. I think Tormund Giantsbane is hilarious. There's no way the fucker lives, but I would love to see him make it through and have like giant babies with Brienne of Tarth.
Well, isn't Sam supposed to be George R.R. Martin, basically?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's why I think he's gonna live. Yeah.
So it's just going to be him and like Daenerys, and they're just going to be the last scene is just them going at it.
Every hot woman from the books comes back as a White Walker and comes and fucks Samwell Tarly. Oh yeah. Oh, I knew it all along. It pays to be smart.
So next time we will be visiting the island of Hawaii
Oh.
and trying out some Hawaiian themed snacks. And Nick Geiger is going to be telling us some Hawaiian themed hacks too.
Yeah. Having problem opening that Spam? Take a knife and cut it in half.
Hacked.
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah. Hacked. Put some Spam in a pepper grinder. Hacked.
Spam hack.
Volcanoes erupted. Pick it up with chopsticks.
Wait, how do you end it, Novak?
How do I end what? The show? You want me to end it?
What do you say at the end of the hack?
Hacked.
Hey, Novak, how do we end this podcast? Apparently,
Novak,
we don't know
end the
how.
fucking show. End it.
Just say we'll be back next time with 3 new hacks.
All right, we'll see you next time when we're trying out 3 brand new snacks.
Deuces.
Hacked.